This is a shark fin. This is one of the high-end shark fins. This is a shark fin monarch swivel thumb. And it's a customer that bought these, and the customer is not happy with this sharpening. I didn't do this sharpening, someone else did. And we're going to look at it, see what she's calling as a problem. And there's a lot of mysteries involved in this, so you're going to join me on this journey. So if you're a shear sharpener, or maybe you're just an owner of the shark fin monarch swivel thumb shears and you want to know about how to sharpen them, you're wanting to know more about it. These came to me from Jay, and he was having to go behind another sharpener in sharpening these, and that's always a problem. If you're the first one to sharpen, or you're sharpening, you know, shears that you sharpened before, you can usually get them to do, like, perform like new. If you're falling behind another sharpener, you don't know what you're getting. So, first of all, let's talk about what the stylist said about these shears. She said, and I'm laughing now, because she said she paid $1,500 for these. Maybe she did. I'm not going to call her a liar. I'm reading the back of it, and it says Forge 440A, Japanese Hitachi steel. When I went to the website to see if they were really $1,500 shears, because this doesn't sound like a $1,500 description to me, it said they were $894.95. So basically $900 shear. That's more than our most expensive Tajusan steel Shoto shear that we sell. Maybe we need to go up on our prices. But it also said it was ATS 314 Japanese trained sharpeners. It doesn't say anything what country they're from. But the ATS 314 is not the same as 440A Japanese Hitachi steel. So I don't know whether this is an older model and things have changed or what they have on the website. But what I do know, that whoever sharpened these before Jay did, they have burnt these shears. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, so regardless of the steel that's in them, the temper has been taken out. They've got them over, you know, I'll show you in a second. They've got them hot. So, I mean, no matter what we do, it's very likely that edge isn't going to hold because it's softened steel. But let's see what we're starting out with. She said, first of all, they were pushing hair. And then she said they were noisy. And then she said, well, they're not pushing as bad. Jay originally did them at 40 degrees because they were in bad shape. So when she said they were pushing hair, he went up to 45. Then she said, well, they're better, but they're not quite right. They're noisy. I don't know. Let's cut some hair. Let's cut some wet tissue. Let's see what we're starting with here. As I said, I'm not blaming Jay for it because he had to go behind another sharpener. But I told him this would make a good video. So, first of all, wet tissue. This does not tell me how sharp they are. This tells me if all the burrs are gone and all the nicks are gone. So I'm pulling my thumb out. Slow catches things, fast doesn't catch. Cuts wet tissue fine. Let's see how it cuts hair. She said they were noisy. Here, you listen. I don't think they're particularly noisy, but let's sharpen them again and see if they seem quieter. So here's what I want you to look at. Look at that browning area right here. Can you see where that's turned brown? That's not anything Jay could have done. That had to have been from a previous sharpener who overheated the metal. And the ride line basically is missing at that point. Or maybe she cut a perm bottle top, or she cut something with them that she shouldn't have. But that may be where the noise is coming from. It's not on this side, which makes me think it's something the sharpener did. Because if it was a perm bottle top, it should be discolored on both sides. The other thing I'm looking at is these tips. And those are kind of funky looking there too. So let's take these apart, and I'll just sharpen them like I would a normal shear. So first I'm going to start with the ride line. You take these apart, clean them up a little bit. And see, that brown doesn't wipe off. It'll come off when I sharpen it. Probably, maybe. A little bit better, I don't know. That down in the valley area there, that's not going to come out. But it'll look better. It's a 2000 grit stone. Nanawa. I'm coloring in my edge. Now, my decision as I'm doing this is what angle am I going to sharpen these at? If they really were $1,500 shears, or, you know, $900 shears, which the website says, I would probably do them at a 50, 55 degree angle. However, let's see what this looks like. Yeah, that red line, that rod line in the back, it looks a little wimpy. Might do a little bit more. Since it says on the shear they're 440A steel, I would be afraid to take them much above 45 degrees. So put in your comments down there what you would do, what angle you would sharpen them at. 45, 50, 55, 57 and a half. Scratch test isn't going to tell me anything. All it will tell me is what the last sharpener sharpened it at. And Jay did them at 45 and he used the clamp. He didn't freehand them. Now see, I'm not getting a ride line at all here. They may be a little bit out of alignment. But I'm not about to bend these, because if I broke them, she would then for sure say they're a $1,500 shear. Still not seeing that. These companies that are selling these shears at these really high prices have been really, really helpful to us as shear salesmen, because when we sell at our normal, you know, medium range prices, our average shears are like $200, $250. They sound really inexpensive, but I don't want anybody to think that our Bonikas are not as good a quality as these more expensive shears. That is a wimpy rod line. A little bit more. You see how I go out in the corner and I'm putting that area sitting on my stone and working it. I do have 1,000 grit stone, but she's saying they're noisy, so I really don't want to get them. I want to keep that ride line nice and smooth and shiny. It's good enough. Good enough. So this is my Cymek HD, heavy duty, and I'm going to put a worn, not super worn, it's only done a couple of shears, 800 grit. It's sandpaper, Velcro's on, plate on here. You know, the funny thing, everybody comes in here when they see my machine, they're like, oh, it's so small. I thought it was so much bigger. I don't know. Everything must look bigger on the videos. So it's set at 40. I'm going to bring this up to, should I go to 50? What do you think? Let's go to 50. I don't know if the 50, it's going to hold its edge at 50. No. Going back to 45. I think 45 will be plenty sharp enough. Start with the back blade first. See, I don't know what the problem is with them. They cut hair. They cut wet tissue. These are 6 1/4 length, so when the shear is that long, you might need to work it in sections. See, I'm working here, and I'm coming in here. I've got a burr back here. It's kind of iffy right there. Let's go a little bit faster. Got to burr all the way down. I want to make that tip looks better. That tip looked a little wonky. Little wonky. There we go. I'm just looking to see if I got a nice convex shape and if I've got a burr. That burr is still wimpy right here in the center. And that's kind of where the rod line disappeared on me. Now, I'm not even sure if I have a rod line right here. Got it back there, got it here. I don't there. That's why it's so important to feel all the way down the blade. And that's where we've got the problem on the back here. And if you feel like the blade's heating up, which it's definitely not because this doesn't go fast enough, you can always spray a little water on it. And I made the mistake of wearing a white blouse today because we're going to school tonight. That's why I'm wearing an apron. Yep, that's got it. Now, I want to make these look a little prettier. So I'm going from the 800 to a worn 1200. And I'm not going to stay on the edge. I'm just going to, I'm just rotating it down. Because all I'm doing is trying to get a nice convex shape. And I don't even really have to look at it. I'm just going to go onto the other blade. And what's nice about the clamp on this is it won't go beyond that 45 degrees, but I can rotate it and get that convex shape. And I'm not getting a burr. Sometimes you just got to stay at the edge. The count of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I've got a burr here and a burr there and not in the middle. Same thing. That is weird. I'm thinking these must have been sharpened on one of those grinder type systems, and they did a little bit of a waving dippity-doo as they came down. Okay, I can feel a burr, no burr right there. And you can really even see the red Sharpie right there on the edge there a little bit. And a red marker. It's taken me a while to get this 45-degree angle. I wonder if there really was a good 45-degree burr pulled up all the way down it. Jay's a good sharpener, but when you go behind somebody else's sharpening, I'm feeling it all the way down except for like right there, which is strange. And I'm feeling a little, just a tiny amount of warmth. Not enough that you could burn the blade. I'm feeling a little bit of warmth. I'm putting that finger here. Not I'm pushing down a whole lot, but I'm making sure that's coming in contact with my plate. Got a nice burr all the way down. That tip, just like the other one, looks a little wonky, so I'm going to shape it a little bit. That looks good. Okay, let's go down to the finer grit. I'm not staying at the edge. All I'm doing is getting a little bit shinier, a little bit more convexy looking. And this is good. Back to my stone. Okay, that burr came off. Still feel burr right there. Trying to do this without getting dirty. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to polish it. When I polish it, I don't polish it all the way to the edge. I turn this up, so now instead of 45, I'm like at 48. This is diamond spray. And then I might add a little polish to this. Maybe go a little faster. That should do it. I know I make this look easy, and it really is. It really does not take a whole lot of skills. There's only 2 skills involved in this, and one is how do you do the ride line on here, and how do you approach your plate to make sure you get that whole blade on there. And the rest is just knowing what to do and when to do it. Now when I pull this across there, that feels really smooth. I see that little brown area is still there. And that ride line, it looks almost non-existent there too. I don't know whether I've improved them or not. This is a ball bearing screw, so you don't have the little washer. So don't freak out if you see one of those. You don't see a little washer in there. And I want to make sure my nipple is up. I usually lay it here on my hand like this, so I can kind of get the right angle for my my eyesight and make sure that nipple is up. It's so easy to accidentally put them together with that nipple down, and then they don't hold it. It's adjustment, and they don't cut right. And you'll feel it clicking if your nipple is up. Okay, my first close, I haven't closed them yet. My first close, I'm going to close on paper. And I felt a little bit of burr cut off. I thought I had all the burr, but felt a little cut off. Let's get some clean toilet tissue here. Don't you hate it when you get dirty toilet tissue? I think my hands are doing it. Oh, I'm going to wash up good. So they cut good before, so they ought to cut good now. Just feels sticky to me. Maybe they're too tight. I don't know if they're much better. Let's see if they're any quieter. Let's get some more hair here. You tell me if you think they're quieter. Put something in the comments below. I think they're quieter. I think they're quieter. Maybe it's because I'm at the end of this hair. Let's try it here, where I'm at this piece here. They're quieter, but they push more, don't they? Do they, or is it just that hair? I think they're quieter. Let's see how they slide cut. So I'm going to call these shears done, and we'll hear back from Jay how the lady likes them. I think they're somewhat better than they were. I don't know if her complaints were valid, and I don't know whether we can ever get them like they were before, whoever it was before Jay sharpened them, but they're somewhat better. I'm putting them in here, and I'll leave this for Jay to pick up tomorrow when he comes in. I'll put it here in my side of done, and I'll go on to my next sharpening. We've got a school tonight. Any words of wisdom you want to say, Misty?
No.
No. It's Monday. It's Monday. And her dog is having surgery today. How's she doing?
She's doing good.
Doing
They
good.
said that she's resting comfortably and she'll get to come home tomorrow.
She had, what was it?
She had a torn ACL and her meniscus, so we had to rebuild her knee.
Had to rebuild her knee, and you'll probably have to do the other one, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, eventually.
But there was no arthritis in there, which can't be said for you.
Can't be said for me. No, can't be said for me. So come visit us at Bonika Shears and see Misty's smiling face in person.
That's what you get.
That's what we get. That's what I get all the time.
It's better than this.